Hey guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Brandon and I'm going to be reviewing the KBO Breeze electric bike. For the past 2 weeks I've been on a road trip everywhere from the beaches to the mountains, the deserts to the city roads. I've tested this bike on all types of terrain and I'm going to list the pros and cons for you and let you know my opinion about this bike. Just to be clear though, KBO did send me this bike to review. I like to be transparent with my viewers. I do make an agreement that I'm able to be 100% honest because let's face it, no bike is perfect. So I will list the cons at the end of this video. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about the advertised specs first and all the goodies that really come with this thing straight out of the box. Let's check it out.
The KBO Breeze is a bargain buy commuter bike that comes with great components and a huge battery. One of the biggest advantages of this KBO bike is a removable 48-volt, 16 amp hour lithium-ion battery. They're utilizing enough Samsung cells to produce 768 watt-hours of battery capacity. The KBO website actually advertises up to 55 miles of range on a single charge, and I believe that this battery is capable. The KBO Breeze is rocking a 500 watt brushless hub motor. It's geared to produce a peak wattage of 750 watts. This will help you conquer just about any hill along your commute. I was surprised how much perceived torque I felt in both the pedal assist and the throttle mode. Both felt like I was up to top speed in no time. They have decided to go with the Shimano 7-speed derailleur to help you find just the right gear. While in pedal assist you won't have any trouble finding just the right cadence either. For stopping power, KBO opted for the mechanical disc brakes. This helps keep the cost of the bike down, but I think they made the right choice, especially since they're using huge 180mm disc rotors. The tires are 27.5 inches by 2.4 inches, Panasonic Panaracers, and they have puncture-resistant technology. The tread pattern resembles a road tire, but the tire is significantly thicker than a normal road tire. The KBO Breeze is a hardtail bike with an aluminum alloy front suspension. It has 80mm of travel, preload adjustment, and a lockout. There are actually so many other notable accessories that come free with the KBO Breeze, such as an easy-to-read LCD display, front LED headlights, functioning rear brake lights, fenders, a water bottle holder, and a large payload rear rack. This bike comes in the black shown in this video as well as an orange color.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about my personal experience and the specs that I was able to achieve on this bike as a 5'10.5", 190 pound gentleman. I was able to reach a top speed of 24.5 miles per hour, and that's on a flat bike path with pedal assist 5 and me pedaling and assisting the bike. I was able to hit 24.5 miles per hour. I also got an astonishing 45 miles of range, and I still had a quarter of a battery left. On any of my batteries, I don't like to run any of them all the way. So at about a quarter of a mile, I was at 45 miles. So calculating it, doing some quick and down and dirty math, I should have reached about 60 miles of range, which is astonishing. That is really impressive for this bike. So this battery is awesome and definitely adequate. So top speed was great, the distance was great, and just really impressive overall with the torque to get to top speed. And this bike comes with a quick charger. So when this was at a quarter of a charge and I went from a quarter to full, it actually only took me 4 hours. So this quick charger is also really good and handy to have, super impressive for a bike at this price. So let's continue talking about some of the pros about this bike. I really liked the tires. This Panaracer 2.4 inch wide is puncture resistant. I actually aired down, I put some slime in it and I took it mountain biking. I took it to a mountain bike trail where there was some loose sand, some dirt, and a lot of rocks, and this thing did surprisingly well. This definitely is a commuter bike that was made for the road. It does not have knobby tread or any type of mountain bike tread on there. It's definitely built for the road, but it was capable airing down and adding the slime to it. The width on that tire held up surprisingly well. It's not a mountain bike, but it is a very diverse type of tire. You can do kind of a lot with it. Dare I say, all terrain, maybe 70% road, 30% dirt, but it definitely got the job done for me, and I had to give them kudos for that tire. Some more pros, some more things that I liked was the drivetrain and the group set on here. This Shimano drivetrain was awesome. It was probably the smoothest shifting drivetrain I've ever felt on any bike. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It was so smooth, I didn't have any hiccups. It shifted 1 through 7 flawlessly. And lastly, I have to mention that I do like the aesthetics of it. It is a really cool looking bike. It comes, you know, pretty stealth mode. You almost can't even tell that it's an electric bike other than this thick part right here showing the battery, but all matte black. It's very stealth. I really like the looks of this bike, so I have to mention that as well. But let's go ahead and talk about the cons. Like I said before, no bike is perfect, and this bike has some things you might need to be aware of before purchasing it. Definitely no deal breakers in my opinion. There's actually not a lot of cons to list, but I will tell you my thoughts. The grips on the handlebars are not my favorite. They're a little thick and a little bit hard and just not positioned in an ergonomic way for my hands personally. So my biggest complaint is these grips on the handles. Definitely when I was mountain biking or going downhill, I noticed it a little more when I'm trying to kind of ride the brakes and grab 2 fingers on there. This hand, the right hand, did not feel comfortable, and it kept feeling like I couldn't find the right spot to grab. But if you're not doing any extreme riding and really needing to hold on to it, it's comfortable enough. It's just a minor complaint of mine. And the main thing to be aware on this bike is the height. It's a pretty large bike. So I'm 5'10", and I can just about barely flat foot it. I mean, it's comfortable for me, but if you're any smaller than this, you're probably gonna be a little bit on your toes. It's just something to be aware of. There's nothing wrong with that. It is a taller bike, but just be aware of it that if you want to flat foot it, you might need something a little bit smaller. I'm 5'10" and a half, and I can flat foot it. When I'm riding in the mountains on a trail, it did make it a little bit top heavy just because of how tall it is. But again, this is a commuter bike, and that shouldn't really make a difference in your purchasing decision. I still think this is an awesome bike. What are my final thoughts, and do I think that you should purchase this bike? Yes, I think this is probably the best commuter bike at this price point that you can get. This is the best bang for your money, and I do recommend it to you. This has a fantastic top speed and range. The range on this is amazing. If you're using this for a commuter, this bike is perfect. I will also leave a discount code and a link in the description below, so make sure to click and use that. That gives me a small percentage, but doesn't cost you any additional fees. It will actually save you money. So let's work on this together. If you purchase this bike, click on that link. And lastly, comment below what your thoughts are on the KBO, if you're gonna go with this bike or not. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll close my video as I always do. I'll remind you guys to get outside, stay hydrated, and keep on moving.